So I want everybody to understand that they have successively put a bachelor tax on single men, unmarried men, right? And childless men as well. So let me tell you the workaround for a lot of this situation, right? If you're a man who's single who don't have kids, they want you to take care of other people's kids, right? Or you supposed to be the guy who pulls every out of all his money out of his pockets to take care of other people's kids, right? Um, Many different things, many different implementations that is now done to short-sighted men, right? Single men. You have the consistent of saying someone's misogynistic, someone's a loser, someone's an incel, they can't get a woman, you don't know how to talk to women. Those are the bylines of the social bachelor tax, right? Then you got things like this. The dating calls. The dating costs. That's also putting a tax on certain men. OnlyFans is also a tax on men. Family court, that's an extreme level tax on men. Divorce. Never let anybody tell you that you're a loser and you're not making enough money in life, because the only person who should know what kind of money you want to make in life is you. Right? If you want to travel, then there's a chance that you might have to make $50,000 a year, or maybe 40, or maybe even 30. If you by yourself, then you can do it based off 20 grand a year by yourself. You might not be able to go to multiple places, but you can go and travel once a year, twice a year, maybe. But the more money you make, the more things you want to do with your life and things you want to do. The people, don't let anybody tell you to do more things that you shouldn't be doing, or doing things that you have no depth to do, right? We in this society, we're never gonna see a million men running around here making $100,000. We're never gonna have this renaissance of every man knowing how to say the same jokes. We're never gonna have 5 million men walking around with 5% body fat and big muscles and in shape. We're never gonna have that. So don't let these people throw you and tell you that you need to do this and go to the gym, because they're not telling the women it. Remember, we've seen them telling women that they were okay with the way they look and, all that other shit. There we go. This is the taxes that they put on men in general, right? Next time you see certain videos against anti-passports, let me give you an example.
Administration, the Bush administration.
Oh yeah, this is the guy I'm talking about when it comes down to when he's talking about politics. A former special forces dude. And
has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem, and the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. And so what we have to do is create a comprehensive solution to the problem. Now, I have already stated that as president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need. That's step number one. Step number two is to take on employers. Right now, an employer has more of a chance of getting hit by lightning.
So that's the 2008 debate. Seemed a lot of people forgot.
China's largest coffee chain launches two stores in New York City. And
he had one on there. I forgot what it was. Oh no. I think he has it. Let me where's it at? They was talking to terrorist talk. Trying to find it. Popular. Usually you can filter stuff out like that. Did they take it down?
they done made. And you know, and they, vámonos, you know, they're gone. Venezuelan ID, and they driving, no driver's license, no Texas driver's license, Venezuelan ID, and they're driving. One of them is involved in an accident, hit elderly white lady, and they said she was sitting and we can't blame her because in this one, she was sitting at the traffic light. She's sitting there waiting on it to change. Dude, full as a tick, in a vehicle. He had the title, everything. He done bought it from somebody. But of course, he can't transfer it over. He can't go to TxDOT and transfer the title over to him because he don't have a damn driver's license. He had that going on. She's in the hospital. We got both vehicles. Got them tarped up. They're inside. They're not outside at the yard. We had to put them inside. And because when they doing certain investigations, they want them, certain things they want to be inside. And so this one's inside, so can't nobody see it and whatnot. Now, what about her? Who's going to take care of her? I don't know, the lady, but still, you know, that could be my mom. You know, my grandmom. This ain't nothing new to me. I've been saying this for decades. This is coming, and now it ain't coming no more. It's here. It's here. the illegal numbers is through the roof.
See? And we didn't hear none of this stuff going on of these truck driving services letting these immigrants going on and drive and crashing and doing all this crazy shit. That's what under Biden, we didn't hear none of that. And certain people in this space was like, they didn't say anything about that. They was acting like, Biden was doing such a good job, right? Let's I gotta have a whole bunch of videos, man. So you have to understand, the agenda now is to try to push you into whatever agenda they want you to be. They want you to be a baby mom slave, or husband slave, a child, taking care of children slave, a slave to females, telling them what they want to hear, paying them out the pockets, or telling them what kissing their ass 100% of the time. They could sling shit at you every day, and once you punch them in the face, you're the bad guy, right? It is getting to the point where it's nothing but slavery, right? So your boy Austin Holloman, Buddy got himself in trouble, and and mind you, this piece of shit. Remember when him and O'Shea was telling all the black men to go to Africa because Africa is the better choice, and then basically they got paid off and then turned on them. I think some other passport. I think BMT had the dude that wrote this shit, and they were asking him, why don't you put videos out on white guys? Now, mind you, remember the guy, Mike Oliver, that went to Africa and gave all the women HIVs? Why didn't they make something like that for him? All right, they told him to leave, but they didn't say this. See, this is what made me prompt me to think, like, where they want male slavery. Like, we're supposed to provide them with what they want them to provide. There was somebody that was back and forth. I think Game Changer was back and forth with one of these guys. And the guy was like, you come here and you supposed to respect us and this and this and that. And he's like, we don't tell you when you come to America that you got to know everything and everything and all the rap songs and all of this and all of that. But you think we go in your country to know this and this and that. It was the most condescending shit ever. But this what people get. Like, there's a American dude that got played by a Kenyan chick. He had a kid with her, and she bugged and left and get with an older white dude. It was a mess. I didn't make a video on it because I didn't really care about the Austin Holloman shit. He's old news, but at the same time, he's a joke. And pretty much he got ran out of there because he let his boy, Kid Greatness, convince J. Rollo into coming to a country, lying to him, and then they all got guilty by association. Also, let me tell you this right now about black men and how we can't maneuver, right? And how they try to get us stuck down to each other, right? And this is how I know that they want the slave agenda for men, but black men and all men, is that if one black dude does something wrong, they try to blame it on all of us. They don't never want to separate us and treat us fairly based off that. They will put you in the same bubble as each other, and then one person does something. Say 5 people rob a store, and then one person go to the store, that black person who's not there to rob the store would get blamed. Now, say a white person shoots up a school, grape a whole bunch of people. Well, 5 more white people could come in and be welcomed because, well, other races get more chances than black people, black men. You know, we always have to be attached to the wrong people and they always have to blame us for what other people did, right?
Black women in give them a livable salary. The reason that corruption is so rampant in Africa and as well here in Kenya is because the people are getting paid something that they can't even live off of. So I tell people whenever they come here, hey, give them, if you want these people to be motivated and you don't want them trying to cut corners or trying to use corruption to get around you and be at your disadvantage, give them that something that they can live off of. That way they stay loyal to you. But all that goes overhead, and what goes in their head is stuff that hasn't even happened, like a black nationalist. Like, I attack black Americans on YouTube. How the hell am I a black nationalist? And second, the thing is...
And this is the example of somebody who should have never traveled. Somebody who should have never been given a platform. Because it's not just his age shown, it's the fact that he's ignorant. Like, I showed you before about Austin Holloman, and basically this was a thing with him for years. This is him for years. Him thinking that he can tell people. He had a complex about him that he wanted to be the teacher and not the student. And then eventually he started selling this is why he was trying to tell you courses, telling you how to date overseas. Right? And it backfired on him. Because, like I said, all this is a part of a big system to keep your ass in line. Every man needs to stay in line. You can't talk about women. You can't say nothing about them. You can't voice your opinion. You can't move away from them. You can't live nowhere else. You got to stay around them. You got to be a subservient. That's the whole point. And guys like him perpetuate that. Remember, he made videos about Passport Bros saying some crazy shit out of his mouth. And I'm happy this shit happened to him. I'm happy the fact is that he can't stay in one country longer than a year or two until he get kicked out again. Right? Okay. So now you guys know that what they really want. This is why they made 100 videos on Red Pill. This is why they tell you you're a loser, this and this and that. It's all to make you a slave. A legal slave. They can't do it, they can do a legal loophole slave by constantly telling you you're a loser, constantly telling you that you need to do this and do this and do that and do this. Because eventually, if you do get money, make a whole bunch of money, or you get your shit together, they're going to try to pair you up with some ugly looking chick. Or they'll tell you that you still not good enough for the girl that you want. You have to date the women they want.